Yu-Gi-Oh is expensive, but it doesn't have to be. We want to also play competitively, and we need staple cards. But a lot of sets recently have been reprinting these staple cards. So I want to take a look at some of my personal favorite budget builds. But first, before the video starts, about 98% of you guys are not subscribed. Subscribing and clicking that bell does help me out a lot in doing what I really want to do. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Alrighty guys, so this is going to be a bird up. This is going to be a budget deck, $41 main, $46 in the extra. We did have to cut a couple engines, however, we are able to incorporate some very powerful cards. One issue with the bird up deck is that our Tri-Brigades have spiked recently due to Fire Kings, but the deck still isn't overly super expensive, and I just believe it's very powerful. So let's get started. We're on triple Tri-Brigade Fractal, double Karos, and double Kit, as well as triple Nerval. Next for our Lyralists, we're on one Wagtail. We're on triple Swallow, triple Warbler, triple Sparrow, and one Canary. For our hand traps, we're on triple Ash, triple Veiler, and double DD. Pay attention to Veilers and DD Crows and stuff like that. Those are cheaper hand traps, very powerful still and meta relevant. Ash Blossom has gotten a little bit cheaper. It's still around $3. So for a playset, it's going to be $9. We're trying to keep all of our decks below $100, but really trying to cut below that. So this deck is going to be closer to around like $87. It's about $87, $88. So this isn't 90 yet. However, this is on the I think this is the priciest deck that I have built and I'm showing you today. So Ash is kind of like a big ticket item. We have one Foolish Burial, triple Lyralisk Bird Call, a 1-for-1 Call by the Grave, triple Tenki, double Revolt, and that is it for the main. I do have a Tri-Brigade profile if you want me to go more in depth with the cards, and if you guys are interested, I can make a Tri-Brigade Lyralist Bird Up deck profile. Any of these decks that you want to see a profile more in depth of, please let me know in the comments and I will be making those. They're on my list of things to make, but I can't expedite them. Now on to the extra. We're on one Almirage, Ancient Warriors, double Dragon Lords, two Farigite, one Donner Dagger for Hire, one Bear Brum, one Unicorn, one Rugal, two Shurag, which has recently spiked. So this is where a lot of our extra deck is, as well as our Access Code Talker. Not Access Code Talker, I apologize. Our Zeus. None of our decks that can afford Access Code Talker, unfortunately. We are on double Recital Starling, on some Blue Robin, an Assembled Nightingale, and a Zeus. So that's going to be it for this one. Now on to the next one. Sticking to Fallen of Albaz theme, here we are with Dogmatica Ritual. Clocking in at a little bit over 70. I believe it's just a little bit over 70. No, it's a little bit over 60. I apologize. So it's about 60. 44 in main, 16 in extra. We do get a bling out our main a little bit. We do have triple Ash. We have triple Veiler, triple Imperm, which is about a $3 card, and two Tactics, which are about $4 to $5. So we do have quite a lot of cards. This is mostly due to our main deck being fairly cheap. Even in high rarity, secret rares and above, these have all been reprinted in the rarity collection for the most part. Not Maximus, Fleur-de-Lis, or Ashayan. However, a lot of these cards have either been printed recently or been reprinted, including the extra. Most expensive in the extra is going to be like a Titanic Lad, but we're not really too concerned about that. We really blinged out. We even got a Garura in here. But that's enough yapping. Time for the deck profile. We are on one Fleur-de-Lis, one Ashiyan, which is very powerful. It's like considered another Fleur-de-Lis, to be honest. It's just a card we can summon off Titanic Lad. One Maximus, triple Ecclesia, triple Ash Blossom, triple Veiler. Now onto Rituals. We are on double Albazoa. Since we are a little bit more budget, we can't really afford the third Tactics and such. So we are maximizing on our casual game plan per se. And this is more of like a net. one White Knight, triple White Relic. We are using our White Relic since we cannot use Diviner of the Heralds for like our additional normal summons. We are maxing out on White Relic and Dogmatic Calamity to functionally act as another Diviner of the Heralds to just send something from our extra deck to the grave. However, it does use one of our ritual summons in the deck, so it is not necessarily the best thing. However, it does function as a way to use Send Herald or Intis to summon this to force an interaction out of our opponents if we're going second, or to search and extend if we're going first. Triple Nadir Servant, double Preparation of Rites to search our White Relic and to potentially grab back rituals from grave. Double Triple Tactics Talents. We do have a lot of card effects that can be interacted with by our opponents, and just generically drawing cards might be able to turn back on combos. One Call by the Grave, Triple Dogmatic Matrix, Triple Dogmatic Calamity, Double Dogmatic Cabre, Triple Dogmatic Punishment, and Triple Imperm. Now on to our extra. We are on one 5-headed dragon, Triple Titanic Clad, one Garura, Triple Intis, one Omega, one Wind Pegasus, Triple Herald of the Arclight, one Aggregator, and one Tri-Brigade Arms the second. I'm not going to even try and pronounce that. On to the next profile. Alrighty guys, this is going to be Mech Knight Invoked. This is a little bit more on the casual side, however it is still a very powerful deck. We do have access to Girsu, and we could potentially put Ib in here if we did up our budget a little bit. We are just a little bit under $60, or about 58-ish. We are on 47 in main, 11 in extra. Our extra deck is pretty cheap, which is nice. Let's get on to the profile. We are on double Abram because we are on triple Unexpected Die. We are on Girsu the Orcust Mech Knight. This is the best one card combo in the entire deck. We are on triple Mech Knight Purple Nightfall. We are on 2 Blue Sky. We are on double Move Man, 1 Yellow Star, and 1 Red Moon. That's it for the Mech Knights. Now onto our World Legacy World Armor for our Mech Knight Girsu combo with to go into Lib to bring it back to search another time. We are on triple Alistair the Invoker. This is going to be our secondary normal summon alongside Girsu, which works very well with our Mech Knights making columns and such. We are on triple Ash Blossom and 2 Imperm for our hand traps. Next, we are on the triple Unexpected Die. We are on 1 Called By, as well as a Terraforming with triple Magical Meltdown and 2 Invocations for our Invoked engine. Then we are on 1 World Legacy Succession, 2 Memory, as well as 1 Key, 1 Whispers, and 2 Secret for our Mech Knight Win Con, which is basically to lock our opponents out of playing. Now onto our extra. For our invokes, we have Artemis the Magistus Moon Maiden. We have a Link Spider to work with our Girsu, as well as our Avram and Nibiru. We're on 1 Cross Sheep because we are making fusion, so we can bring stuff back from our grave. We're on 1 Alistair the Invoker of Madness, just to go a little bit better with our invoked, but this is kind of like a free slot if you did want to put something else in there. We are on double Mech Knight of the Morning Star. This is just a search, as well as Lib the World Keyblade Master, which is a conditional search. You can only make it if you have a World Legacy in your grave. We are on 1 Unicorn as just a utility tool. We are on Mech Knight Spectrum Supreme and Mech Knight Crusadia Abramax. As per our invokes, we are on 1 Kaliga, 1 Purgatrio, 1 Ogoides, and 2 Makaba, since we are very light heavy, so we're just running 2 just in case. We can make our Purgatrio off of our own Ash. We can make Kaliga off of an Invoker of Madness. Everything in our extra we can make using our own decks, so we're not reliant on other decks. It's just more of a bonus if we do match up against that. Alrighty, next deck. Alrighty, this deck is going to be Orcust. Orcust is fairly budget. This is going to be a little bit under 75, 44 in the main, 30 in the extra, with some very powerful tools. This is a very strong deck, so I would not look down on this. Let's get onto the profile. We are on 1 Gizmek Orochi since we are playing Zeraboro, since we don't have access to access code, so these two work very well together and is functionally a searchable combo. We are on 1 World Legacy World Wand, double Orcust Nightmare. We are on Scraps, so we are on the fridge. We'll just put this with the Scraps real quick. We are on triple Girsu, 1 Orcust Harpor, We're on double symbol skeleton, and that's it for the Orcists. We're on our honorary Orcist. We're at one Armageddon Knight. We do have our scraps. We have triple scrap recycler, triple scrap raptor, and the scrap golem as mentioned before. Those are honorary scraps of Mecha Phantom Beast O-Line and Jet Synchron. We are not making synchros, however, we most definitely could. We definitely could put an IB in here. It just would push the price limit, but the IB would work very well with our World Legacy Succession, just being another way to, functionally, it's just another copy of Lib, just as a synchro. If we wanted to focus more on that aspect, since we do have tuners in Scrap Raptor as well. And then for our hand traps, we are on double Ash, double Veiler, a little bit hand trap light to be honest, but we do have utility cards. We do also have triple Imperm and triple Droplet. That's why our main deck is a little bit expensive. I do believe Droplet is just almost a necessity in Orcust if there aren't banish heavy things in the format. Next are spells. One Foolish, triple Fossil Dig to Searcher, Scrap Raptor, which then in turn searches a Scrap Recycler, which is the entire combo, which is incredibly powerful. We are on one World Legacy Succession, part of our Scrap Recycler combo. Double Book of Moon to help maybe semi restore stuff if we normal summon Scrap Recycler and it's our only play. Instead of going for the normal combo, if they try an infinite permanence, we have a Book of Moon, we can book the Scrap Recycler, send instead of going for Mecha Phantom Beast O-Line, going for the Harport, then bring out Girsu and then try and do the Orcust plays instead. And then we are on one Babel, one Crescendo as well. And the call by it. I think I already mentioned that though. On to the extra, we are on one Link Karibo, one Gravity Controller, an IP Masquerena, a Scrap Wyvern, two Galatea, one Dark Charmer Gloomy, very powerful card, just doesn't really have a spot in normal Orcust builds at the moment. One Lib, two Nightmare Unicorn, just utility cards. This could definitely be something else. This is just like a free spot. One Long Girsu, one Topologic Zeraboros, and a Borrelsword Dragon, the original Orcust finisher, and two Dingirsu. I think this deck is very powerful. There's definitely a lot of spots, and specifically the extra deck that you can upgrade, but that's going to be it for this profile. Now on to the next. Alrighty, this profile is going to be Budget Phantom Knights. So this is one of my personal favorite. Won a couple tournaments with this deck. Seen a lot of very good results with it. So that was a while back though, so this deck still has legs. Nothing in it was really super hit. We lost Phoenix Enforcer via Verte and such. However, this deck I believe still has legs on its own, not relying on Verte as a crutch, I believe. But let's get into the profile. We are on triple Torn Scales. I would also love to do another Phantom Knight profile in depth. Again, if y'all were interested in that, please let me know in the comments if you are interested in the Phantom Knights. We're on triple Torn Scale, triple Boots, double Cloak, double Gloves, and one Stained Greaves for our Phantom Knights. We are on a little bit more Phantom Knight heavy, just because we're on a little bit of a budget, so we do want to really see them, but we can't put stuff like tactics and stuff in here, so we just need to maximize on our Phantom Knights. We would like to put some other things in here, however, we are kind of on a strict limit. Next, triple Tour Guide from the Underworld. We're on Tour Guide instead of the Adventure Engine, just because we can chain block it with Kagamucha Knight, and there are ways to repair it, even if it gets interacted with. We might want to put Book of Moon in here, but we are level dependent, so that's why we aren't putting in. A card that we could definitely put in if we had more of a budget would be Cross-Out Designator, but we don't really have the budget for that, especially for the hand traps that we need to put in the deck for that. But we are on triple Tour Guide, we are on one Graph and one Seer. We are on triple Kagamucha Knight for any of our Phantom Knights, any of our level 3s except for Graph and Seer, so any of our level 3s might have the ability to turn into full combo via Cherubini. We have one Tracker and one Wielder. Tracker is better because it is not a tuner, because it plays around Sky Strikers. Anyone who knows that reference, you're a real one. Triple Ash Blossom, this is also a combo piece, it's a level 3. One Foolish Burial, one Reinforcements of the Army, a Call by the Grave, one Emergency Teleport to grab both Tracker and Wielder. If we do choose to put Ghost Ogre in here as well, Emergency Teleport can grab that too as a piece of interaction.
We are on triple Forbidden Droplet. We are on 1 Phantom Knight rank up Magic Force because we are going into Dark Requiem as our boss monster. We are on triple Infinite Impermanence, 1 Wing, 1 Shade Brigadine, and triple Fog Blade. That's it for the main. Now onto the extra. We are on 1 Troubadour, 1 Ivy Masquerena, 1 Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardiche, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Apollosa, Bow of the Goddess. However, we are probably not going to be making it too often, and 1 Boral Sword Dragon. We are on Xyz focus stack. We are Xyz centric. We are on double Levier the Sea Dragon to prevent our Phantom Knights from going to the graveyard, from getting banished if they were brought back from the graveyard by using it as material, and bringing back the Phantom Knights that we do banish via their own effects onto the field so we can use them later. We are on double Phantom Knights of Breaksword, both removal and combo piece to get to our end board and to get to other end boards in the future turns. That's why we're running 2 of them. We're on 1 Raider's Knight to make a big boy. We are on 1 Time Thief Redoer as just a dark Xyz monster we can make even under dark locks. We can make this with Phantom Knights of Shade Brigadine and Phantom Knights of Stained Greaves if we think far enough ahead in our combo and have functionally a bounce on a quick effect, which is a very powerful tool. We do have our Dark Rebellion and our Dark Requiem, which is not once per turn, not once per chain, monster effect negation, and then if it does negate, it will destroy the card if able, and then if the card is destroyed, you can special summon a Dark Xyz monster from your graveyard. So it does like 3 different things, and it's not once per chain or once per turn. So this card is absolutely busted beyond belief, but it does lose to a single Forbidden Chalice, so it's very frail, but it's very powerful. It's like Apollosa on crack. And 1 Arc Rebellion XYZ Dragon, which just gains attack equal to everything on board. So if your opponent's playing Horus and they leave a monster in attack position, you win the game. That's what this card reads. That's it for the deck. Now on to the next one. Alrighty, this is going to be our last deck. This is Budget Dark Worlds, and this is really budget. This is if you're really balling on a budget, you only have like $50 to spend. This is a $46 brew right here. A lot of the cards that are expensive are going to be in our extra deck. Our extra deck clocking out at almost $30, just because we want to include cards like IP Masquerena, Muckracker from the Underworld. We're running a small Phantom Knight engine here, so we have Phantom Knights both in main and an extra. An Apollosa, Boral Sword. We're just going to go over the extra deck first real quick. An Almirage, IP, Muckracker, Phoenix, Unicorn. I already went over those. 1 Phantom Knights of Breaksword, our Arc Rebellion, and Raider's Knight, our OTK engine as before. We're on 1 Dingir Shoe. We're not main decking any Orcus or any other Orcus in here, but we can just hard make it because it's an 8, as well as the number 38 Hope Harbinger, which is just a spell negate and an attack redirector, and 2 Grapha Dragon Overlord of Dark World, which is functionally a negate by changing the effect to make you discard a card. Now onto the main deck. That's the first time I did that, and probably the last time. Next, triple Rainbow over King of Dark World, triple Grapha Dragon Lord of Dark World. Damn, I'm really messing these names up. 1 Gold Wu Lord of Dark World, triple Snow Unlight of Dark World, 1 Beige Vanguard of Dark World, triple Genta Gateman of Dark World, 1 Dark Spirit of Banishment, and 1 Dark Spirit of Malice. 2 old, like, Unchained techs, but this really helps us maintain advantage because we're more of an advantage-oriented deck instead of like a combo-centric. So we're just trying to get advantage off, and that's why we're running with stuff like Rusty, just to like put Fog Blades up and then put interaction with their opponents, which is generating advantage with Grapha and Rainbow. So Dark Spirit of Malice and Dark Spirit of Banishment both do that by continuously special summoning cards from your grave or your hand, and then bringing itself back to your hand or to your field. Next, we are on double Brow. We are on 1 Parl, and we're on triple Brow. It's just separated. 1 Parl, and then for Phantom Knights, we are on 1 Cloak and 1 Boots. We're on 1 Called By, double Ascension for our fusion. 1 Dark World Archives, triple Gates of Dark World, and then for our traps, we're on triple Paleozoic Dynamicious because this does trigger our Dark Worlds. Triple Infinite Impermanence, 1 Phantom Knights Shade Brigadine, triple Phantom Knights Fogblade, and a Dark World Punishment as a counter trap. We could also put Dark World Brainwashing depending on how we feel about the card. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you still are,
I appreciate all the support. If you do want to see any of these decks again, please let me know in the comments and I'll make a more in-depth profile. Please ask about Phantom Knight. I love Phantom Knight a lot and I do want to build another list. However, I'm not going to force it on y'all. Thank you guys again so much for watching and I'll see y'all later. Bye.